Hello friends, I welcome you on behalf of Department of English, Arts and Commerce College Pusega. I am going to teach you the definition and elements of drama. Title of this paper is English Drama. So before studying that particular paper, it is essential that you must know the definition and elements of the drama because there are different elements which you will come across in a drama. So let us start and I explain some of the definitions of drama. First definition of drama. But friends, it is clear that to define any form of literature is a very difficult task. Literature is like a living thing. It grows, it develops, it decays. And therefore, every form of literature has undergone considerable changes. Drama form is not exception to this. Many critics made attempt to define drama. Some of these definitions I will explain to you. First definition is drama is a composition in verse or prose intended to portray life or character or tell a story usually involving conflict and emotions through action and dialogue and typically designed for theatrical performance. This definition is taken from Webster's English Dictionary. Let us see the definition in detail. Drama is a composition in verse or prose. Either it is composed in verse or prose. Ancient dramas are written are poetic dramas. Ancient dramas or poetic drama are written in verse form using verse and modern drama written in prose. That is the difference in ancient drama and modern drama. That particular drama is intended to portray life of a person, life of a character, life of a protagonist or character, life of a protagonist or character, or tell a story of a human being. The story usually involving conflict means it is a part and parcel of human life. It is a part and conflict is a part and parcel of a human life. So it is also said that no conflict, no drama. No conflict, no drama. There are two types of conflict: inner conflict and external conflict. Inner conflict and external conflict. Emotions through action. These emotions are expressed through action. Different kinds of emotion. The pleasure, sorrow, all that kind of emotions expressed through the action and dialogue. And typically, it is typically designed. Drama is typically designed for theatrical performance. It is performed on the stage before the audience. It is performed on the stage before the audience and not meant for reading. Not meant for reading at home. That is the peculiarity of drama. Drama should be performed on the stage. Performed on the stage by the actors. By the actors or characters. And through their action and conversation or dialogue, we learn the story. We learn the story or the plot of the drama. Second definition of drama is a composition designed for performance in the theater. Common thing in both definitions, in which actors take the role of characters. They perform. Actors perform the role of character, perform the indicated action and utter the written dialogue. Means it has a plot, it has a story. That is, the actor perform the role of characters and utter the written dialogue. Through dialogue and action, we understand the story, and it is designed for performance in the theater. Performance means similarly, the drama is meant for the theatrical performance and not for reading at home. So that particular the definition is taken from Glossary of Literary Terms by M.H. Abraham. Third definition, Aristotle definition of tragedy. Aristotle, that is maybe called as, he has written the definition of tragedy and not of comedy. He focuses on tragedy only. He focuses here only on tragedy. Tragedy then is an imitation of action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. In a language embellished with each kind of artistic ornaments, the several kinds being found in separate parts of the play, in the form of action, not of narrative, through pity and fear, effecting the proper purgation of these emotions. So let us see the definition in detail. The definition has two parts, two sections. First part deals with the nature of tragedy, and second part deals with the function of the tragedy. Last clause of that particular definition deals with function of the tragedy through pity and fear, effecting the proper purgation of these emotions. So tragedy then is an imitation of an action. It is imitation of an action. The word imitation is used by Plato. Relating to fine arts, all arts like literature, music, painting, etc. All art, according to Plato, they imitate. Imitative. They imitate other things, not the real one. Imitation of something. Imitation of original. And so, but here, imitation means Aristotle explained that particular theory of imitation. In it, he has explained it is not the blind imitation. It is not the photocopy of anything. So, no doubt, it is the imitation of action. Dramatist imitates the incidents, events, persons, characters, people who are living in surrounding area. The incidents happening in a surrounding area. He imitates. But he creates something new after imitation. It is not the blind imitation. Either he creates the better world than the real world. Either he creates the better world or worse than the real one. So it is an imitation of action that is serious. It is the definition of tragedy. And so the action should be serious one, not a comic one. Serious means comic. The atmosphere of the tragedy should be grave from the beginning to the end. Should be serious from the beginning to the end. Complete. Complete means here the drama must have beginning, middle, and end. Proper beginning, proper middle, and end. So means complete. It should not start abruptly. There should not be any question after the beginning of the drama arises in the mind of audience. What happens before that, or what happened before that? So proper beginning must be, then proper middle and proper ending. That is the three things he expects, and of a certain magnitude. Certain magnitude means regarding the length, size of the tragedy, size of the drama. Certain magnitude regarding the length or the size of the drama. According to Aristotle, it should be enacted on the stage within 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and not more than that. If the drama begins in the morning and ends on the next day, you won't be able to find the relevant in the different incidents, or you will forget so many things. So he gave the example, Aristotle gave the example of an animal. If you want to appreciate the beauty, you must be able to see the animal at one side. See the animal, whole animal at one side. Means if the length of animal is more than 1 kilometer, then you will be unable to see all parts at one time. For example, mouth and tail at one time. For example, if the length of the peacock or tiger is more than 1 kilometer, you cannot appreciate the beauty of that particular animal. In a language embellished with each kind of artistic ornaments. So it is embellished. Language should be embellished with each kind of artistic ornament. Artistic ornaments means here figures of speech. Artistic ornaments means figures of speech. The several kinds being found in separate parts of the play. Different parts of the play like climax, complications, peripetry, then that is revelation of action, revelation, finding, all that particular things, that is maybe rising action, falling action, downfall, decline of the central character, all that particular things you will find in separate parts of the play in the form of action, not of narrative. Here he insists that in the form of action and not of narrative, it should be enacted on the stage. It should be, or it must be enacted on the stage and not meant for reading at home. Not meant for reading at home. Through pity and fear, effecting the proper purgation of these emotions. Through pity and fear. The last part deals with the function of tragedy. Through pity and fear, effecting the proper purgation of these emotions. Means tragedy arouses artificial feelings in the mind of audience or spectator. In the mind of audience or spectator, these are artificial feelings, and giving the outlet, creating the artificial feelings and giving the outlet means purgation of these feelings. Purgation is essential. It is a medical term. It is a medical term, means purgating the dirt from the body or from the things. Means it requires outline which is provided by the tragedy. Means here it is imitation of an action that is serious, complete and of certain magnitude in the language embellished with each kind of artistic ornament, several kinds being found in separate part of the play. In the form of action, not of narrative. And last part deals with the function of the tragedy, means it creates the pity and fear in the mind of audience and spectator and gives the way to these feelings, means effecting the proper purgation, giving the purgation of these emotions. Here I explained 3 definitions. After the definition, we are going to see the elements of the drama. Definition and elements of the drama, that is the first unit, which is introduced for your syllabus by the Board of Studies, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Now, after seeing the definition, we have seen the 3 definitions, and after seeing the definition, it is essential that we must aware about the elements of the drama. So there are several elements of the drama, but important elements of the drama, there is maybe we will discuss on important elements of the drama: plot, characters, conflict, action, dialogue, setting or stage direction. Setting or stage direction. Dramatic unities, it is also called as 3 unities: unity of time, unity of action, and unity of place and themes. Okay friends, thank you.